Hello.
Hello. Hi. You're audible.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Good
Uh,
morning. Very.
good, good morning. Good morning. So where we are, the last class we discuss about what is testing. Can anyone tell me what is SDLC? Is there any new one here? Any new one? New
Yes,
person
sir.
joined today?
I'm the new one.
Okay.
Even
I'm
I'm
And
new. Sonali
okay,
here.
okay. Okay, Sonali, yeah, no problem. See, we just done with the three classes. Okay,
okay.
I will take that three classes. Just continue today's class. Okay, just don't worry. That is only what we can say the basic classes. I will cover all the three classes. Okay. Can you just continue today's class? Okay. You have any questions? Let
Okay,
me
sir.
know. I will clarify it. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So guys, what is SDLC? Anyone? What is SDLC?
Sir,
Yeah,
it is software
process followed.
development life cycle
Mm-hmm.
process followed to develop a project or a software.
Mm-hmm. What are the phases in SDLC?
Like requirement, then
Mm-hmm.
analysis, then
Mm-hmm.
coding, then testing, then release and maintenance.
Okay, so good. So see, SDLC is nothing but 100% interview question, guys. What is SDLC? What is SDLC, guys? Software Development Life Cycle. Okay, software development life cycle. So what is this one exactly? SDLC is a process followed for a software project within a software organization. Every organization they follow the SDLC process. In if you know in BTech in campus interview question, suppose if you are anybody in your sisters or brothers or still they are in college, just tell them this question is 100% because in campus interview the final fourth semester they will ask you this question. Can you define what is SDLC? So SDLC is nothing but software development life cycle. For every organization, they will use what? SDLC. Let's see what is SDLC. Let's see. It consists of detailed plan describing how to develop. Suppose we got a project, so how to develop that project, how to maintain the project, how to replace something in between the client. See, the client never stands their own requirement, right? Sometimes the requirement might change. So in case the requirement change means what we can do. So each and everything will be defined in where? In SDLC. Okay. If you use SDLC, the life cycle defines a methodology for improving a quality of software. If you use SDLC, definitely you will get what? Quality of software, we will get it. Simple, guys, no need to buy hard. Okay, what are the phases? Like what we will do in SDLC? First thing, we need to requirement capturing. First, once we got a project, what we will do? We immediately we not write the code, we immediately we not do the testing. Please remember, once the project will come, first phase, requirement capturing, means what we need to do. So requirement, once we requirement get, after that they will go for analysis. What is analysis? Whether we can do or not, they will check. See, when all the projects we cannot do, right, they will check whether we can do this project or not. That part will comes on analysis part. Once analysis part is done, review and approval will get. Once it is done, then we will go for a design part. See, once the design is done, then coding will start it. So when the project will come, they won't write immediately coding, guys. Simply they need to follow the SDLC process. First, requirement capturing. After that, they will go for analysis part. After that, they will go for a design part. Again, the design or two types. Similarly, we can say the two types: low level and high level. Low level diagrams means anyone can understand, even anyone. Okay, without testing knowledge, without knowledge, anyone can easily understand that diagram. High level means who have experience, who have domain knowledge, their person can understand the high level diagram. Based on the diagrams, they start writing the coding. Once coding is done, see, here we are in one. tester at what level we are involving after coding. In interview they will ask you in SDLC which phase you are in, which phase you are involved, so you need to tell after the coding. Some people are by hearting all the things, requirement capturing, analysis, designing. Don't do that one. Okay, think logically, think practically, and answer very smart in the interview. Okay, don't by heart, don't read all the things. Okay, don't read line by line. So understand, first we get a requirement. Based on the requirement, you need to go for analysis whether we can do see, I got a project, resources is not there, then how I need to do the project? Resources means what? Testing, development team. Team is not there, team is not formed, then how can I do for that testing or coding? So analysis part is very, very important, but we never involved, don't worry, we never involved in this area. Okay, but whenever the requirement will come, then we will go for analysis part, whether we can do or this project or not. Once the analysis part is done, then we will go for a design part. Once the design is done, the coding will start. Now testing is involved. After the coding, testing is involved. Once the testing is completed and the testing is done completely, then we will go for a implementation. Once the implementation is completed, then we will go for a support and maintenance. Once the project is released in the market, again we need to support them, right? Because some clients get some issues. That issue they will raise the ticket wise. Again the ticket will comes to the development team. Again the development team solve that issue. Again that ticket will comes to the testing. Our job is very easy, guys. What is testing? What is testing definition? Can anyone tell me what is testing definition? What is testing means what? Anybody? What is testing? Testing means what?
To check a quality product. We should deliver a quality product.
Absolutely good. To check the quality product. That sounds good, right? Some people are say finding the bugs, identify the issues. Don't say that that answer. Okay, to check the quality of the product. Yes, that the sounds is really good. Quality. We are doing for the testing for what? Quality purpose, not for finding the bugs, not for hunting the bugs. People are always say that testing is finding the bugs. No, I'm not agree with that one. You are not only you only find the bugs, even development team also find the bugs, even the business analyst is also find the bugs, even the client is also bugs. Testing is not only to finding the bugs, guys. The testing is what? To check whether your application is working according to the client requirements or not, as well as you need to check the quality of work I'm getting or not, quality of, because they put a lot of money on the testing. A lot of client is put a lot of money on the testing, because without testing the product will not launch in the market. Damn sure, 100%. Without testing, no one person will not launch the product in the market. They cannot do a dare to launch the product in the market without the testing. Come up with any technology, IoT, Internet of the Things, cloud computing, SAP or Hadoop or any technology will come, testing will need to do. Either it is manual or automation, that is the secondary part. But without testing, they won't launch the product in the market. So that is what the testing is more important in software field. Understanding, right? People are saying that we are not getting the jobs, we are less openings. Don't tell all the things. Okay, how much stuff you have, just count it. You know the Java, you know Selenium, you know manual, 100% within 2 to 3 months. Not immediately after the course, immediately no one will get the job. Okay, until unless you have a good reference, you have a good contacts with your colleagues and all the things, then only you will get. Like 1 or 2 months, definitely you will get a job within the proper plan. After manual I will get a job, after Selenium I will get a job, means no one will say that whether you will get a job or not. But it depends on your practice, and depends on your communication skills, and depends upon your interest. If you show the interest, 100% you will get a job easily, and you can easily survive. 4 to 5 years of experience also you can easily survive. Understanding, right? But try to understand the concept. Okay, So this is what last class we discussed, and just the two things like what are the testing types. So this is also is very important, guys. What is testing types? There are two types of testing. One is what? Structural testing. Another is what? Functional testing. What is meaning of structural and what is meaning of functional? Okay, we know what is testing to ensure whether the application is working as per the client requirement or not. Now we are talking about what are the testing types. Interview question. Okay, these all are basic questions. Okay, fresher questions. Okay, don't worry, no one will ask you for experience questions. I will tell you what experience questions will come. Okay, fresher level. Okay, there are two types of testing. One is what? Structural. Another is what? Functional. Okay, structural testing we can call it as a white box testing. Functional testing we can call it as what? Black box testing. Let's see who will do the white box testing and who will do the black box testing. Very interesting, guys. Who will do the white box testing? The testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of application code. See, clearly mentioned. The testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of application code. If you know the code, you can do what type of testing? You can do white box testing. Generally, you know, right? Who knows the code? Testers or a developer? Who knows the code?
Developer.
Developers.
Yes, developers. So you can simply say that white box testing is done by developers. No need to by heart. Simply you can say that the testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of the code, is done by the developers. Okay, now tell me why developers need to do testing. We are already there, right? Testing people is already there, right? Then why we are telling white box testing? Anyone? We already there, right? Testers is already there to test the application, but why we are telling that white box testing is done by the developers? Is it required? Why developers need to do the testing? Can anyone?
Yeah, because he only knows
Yeah, go
and
ahead, go ahead.
he knows what the code is written by him and her. Is
Yes,
it? Mm,
yes. See, developer is always need to at least one time he need to check whether his code is working properly or not. Okay, can you mute yourself once? Okay, thank you. So developers always need to check at least one time whether my code is working properly or not before sending to the QA team. 100% in interview question they will ask you why developer need to do the testing. Already testers is there, right? So you need to tell them because he need to check whether he's writing the code is working properly or not, whether his logic is working properly or not before sending to the QA team. So we are the QAs, right? We are the testers. So at least one time they need to test whether my code is working properly or not, because my overconfidence, because my experience, I'm not see the syntax and errors and all the things. If I send directly to the QA, again QA find the same issue, again they will send back to the development team, again developer is not seeing that issue, again he send directly to the queue, same issue I'm getting. See, it is here the time is wasted, right? So mostly in industry they will look productivity. This word is very important. They will look the productivity. So if you say today I work 9 hours, means no one will listen. They will ask you what is the, tell me what is the results of your testing. If you say I work whole this weekend, I work whole this weekend, means they will never take care of all the things. They will ask you, can you please tell me the results? Okay, you spend 2 hours, you spend almost 12 hours, tell me the results. They will ask only your results. Okay, they won't ask you how many days you spend, how many hours. They won't take care. Also they will assign one task, whether you do or not, they will ask you how much time you require to complete the task. Suppose you said that tomorrow, they will not ping you also whether it is completed or not in between the 2 days. After 2 days they will ping you, can you please tell the status of the item? Understanding, right? No one will follow up you. So you need to finish that item within your time and with the quality of the work. Okay, you say that 9 hours I spend, 12 hours I spent, I'm not getting, I'm not doing, means they will not accept it. If you are not get, you immediately you need to ask your lead. Do not waste the time. The day itself you need to ask what are the questions you have, you need to clarify. Immediately you need to clarify. After 2 days I will clarify, means the people will not accept it. Okay, okay, don't worry, we will discuss how the process will be there in the testing. That is very, very important. Okay, let's see. White box testing is clear, right? The white box testing is done by the developers because they need to check at least one time the code is working properly or not. So why we can call it, it's a white box? I'm able to see the code. See, I'm able to see the code here. That's the reason I call it as it's a white box. This we can call it as what? Unit testing. No one will ask you white box. Most of the people will ask you, can you please tell me what is what is unit testing? So unit testing is nothing but a white box, okay, or a component testing. There are many names will be there: a clear box, open box, transparent box. So all these belongs to what? White box testing. Okay, structural testing. Okay, simple guys. Why they need to test for the developers? Because they need to check at least one time, they need to check whether the code is working properly or not. 1 second guys. Okay guys, I'm sorry. Okay, I got a call. So white box testing is done by the developers. Okay, why? Because they need to check at least one time the whether the code is working properly or not. And this is very, very, very important guys. Black box testing. So who will do the black box testing? You know who will do the black box testing? This is
Tester.
done by testers. Yes, absolutely. See, internal system design is not considered in this type of testing. I am ready to test any kind of application because I never see the code. Give me Amazon application, I'm ready to test. Give me Netflix application, I'm ready to test. Give me any kind of application. Give me Cisco related application, I'm ready to test. Give me a banking application, I'm ready to test. Give me e-commerce application, I'm ready to test. Because we never see the code, then how we will test? Again the question mark. Always you need to put a question mark. How we can test? We always based on what? Requirements and functionality. I'm never bothered about what code you are written, whether you are written the code in ASP.NET, whether you are returning the code in Java or a Ruby or a Python, what language you use. We never see the code. Then how we will test that application? We always based on requirements. They will provide the requirements and we need to understand the functionality. Based on the requirements and based on the functionality, we will test the application. Understanding, right? So this is very, very important guys. Testers, how we will test the application based on the requirements and functionality. Simple guys. They will provide the one URL to you, okay, to test the application. They won't provide the code. We never see the code. Understanding, right? So they see, this is what application. They will provide URL www.abc.com, whatever it may be. They ask you to test the login form, login page. So in the requirement document, they will say there is a username, there is a password, options, login, reset, forget password, register, and a question mark and question mark and close mark, like a cross mark. So as a tester, I never see the code, right? I need to check the functionality. What is the functionality of login? Valid username, valid password. Click on the login means what? It should be allowed. That is what functionality. What is reset functionality? What is meaning of reset? Can anybody? What is the reset functionality?
Clear.
Yeah, it will clear the data.
Yes, absolutely good. It's clear the data. This is what, see, it is clearing the data. This is what reset functionality. So I always based on the requirements and functionality. Reset functionality is what? If I enter something, blah 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 blah. If I click reset, the data should be reset. Means it is working as expected. If I'm enter the invalid user ID, invalid password, invalid user id, suppose I'm not giving anything, a null value I'm giving. This is also one of the important testing, negative testing. What is negative testing? Without giving anything, I'm trying to log in. So it is not allowing me. It is asking, hey, please enter the user id. So now I'm giving a user id. Okay, now I'm trying to log in. See, it is asking, please enter the password. If still it is asking enter the user id, means then it is a bug. Testing is easy, guys, dead easy, but try to understand how you need to test the application. What message is passing is very very important, because the end user will need to understand what message you are getting. Because I already enter the username, but still it is getting please enter the username, means then it is a bug. But it is working as expected, because it is asking enter the password. So again, I'm entering the wrong password. Now I'm clicking to try to login button. So it is saying that word invalid, we are given, right? It is not allowing that one. Okay, so that is very very important. We need to test in the different ways, like valid user id, valid password, valid user id, invalid password, invalid user id, valid password, invalid user id, invalid password. Click on the login. So recently one of the person, they asked how to validate your login screen. Simple, you know that, but you never express in the interview. Okay, they will ask you how you validate the login forms. So tell them, I will check with the positive testing, valid user id, valid password. I will test with the valid user, invalid password, valid invalid user id, valid invalid password. So you need how you do validate the application, means you need to tell that whether the messages is getting correctly or not. Again, options here, options will be there in the requirement. They will mention what we need to test the things based on the requirements, based on the functionality. We need to test the application. So that's the reason he's saying that internal system design is not considered in this type of testing. I'm not bothered about what code is written here. I'm always bothered about requirements and functionality. What is reset functionality? What is login functionality? What is forgot password functionality? Other than unit testing, the remaining testing types belongs to the black box testing only. Is it clear, right? Testing are two types. What are there? Structural testing and functional testing. We are the functional testers. We are what? Functional testers. Okay, they will ask you, do you know the functional testing? So functional testing, we are what? Functional testing. Okay, so we are also follow some techniques like equivalency, partition, boundary value analysis, cause effect graphing. We will discuss when the project will comes for these techniques and all the things. Okay, so see here the difference between the white box testing and black box testing. We have always question mark whether this output is correct or not, because we don't know what logic is written here. So we will always get a question mark. So how we can clarify this question mark? Based on the requirements and based on the functionality, we need to clarify our question mark. But when you're talking about the developer, right, a developer is always based on his what? Logic. Always the developer is always depends on his logic, whether his logic is working correctly or not. He always check, okay, by using of unit level testing. Okay, most of the people, they will ask, do I need to coding language? Do I need to know the programming knowledge? If you are going for a manual, purely manual, not required a single programming knowledge. Okay, programming knowledge is not required for the black box testers, not required. Okay, you don't require to learn any programming knowledge. But nowadays, you know, right, the trend is almost changed. Every person is looking for multi-talented, not only one thing. So if you learn manual, if you learn automation, if you learn Java, if you want to go for a automation side, you must and should learn Java. CoreJava, not Java means not all. Okay, don't fear. People are very fear about the coding nowadays. This coding is very easy, drag and drop only, no need to write complete code. All the code is available in the Google, or all the code is already available. Just you need to modify that code, that's it. Okay, you need to just modify the code. Okay, so if you want to go for a manual side, not required for a programming knowledge. Okay, for automation it is required, programming knowledge is required, implementation knowledge is not required. Okay, so how you write the test cases? Based on the requirement specifications. We are always write the test cases based on what? Requirement specifications. For white box developers, they will always start the doing the coding based on the designs. So this is what are the types of testing. Okay, today's class is what is very important. Now I will tell you this class. Okay, we already done with this. What is FRS, what is BRS, and what is SRS? We will discuss later because it will take almost 1 hour time. So I will discuss. This is a backup class. I will take this one class. Okay. Today's class is very important. Testing techniques. Okay. What are the testing techniques? There are two kinds of testing techniques. One is static, another is what? Dynamic. What is meaning of static? What is meaning of dynamic? Okay, what is static testing and what is dynamic testing? Static means what? You know what is static? See, the testing techniques can be classified into two categories. One is what? Static testing. Another is what? Dynamic testing. What is static? Static is very important while we are doing the testing, because static technique is very important. Let's see what is a static technique. Application checking is carried out without executing. The application is called static testing. See, we are not executing any kind of application. That kind of things we can call it as what? A static. Okay, what is exactly static means? It is the inspection of software artifacts. Artifacts is nothing but like a components. Okay, login is one component, forget password is one component. Okay, it is the inspection of a software artifact such as requirement specification. So this is one kind of document. Okay, requirement specification and design and coding. Okay, so we are inspection means what? Checking whether we are going in the right path or not. See, understanding the document is also is very important. Okay, people are never have the patience. They never see the document, they will simply jump into directly to the testing. That's a wrong thing. When I assign any task, I assign any task on your name. First of all, what you need to do? Don't open the code, don't open the website. First go through the description. What is the item description is given? What is the points is given? What are the points is mentioned? First time I'm not able to understand. Second time I'm reading, little bit I understand. Third time I'm reading, little more I am understand. Fourth time I'm reading, I'm get a clarity. But most of the people are what? We don't have patience. If you come to the testing, 100% the patience is required. You need to go through the description and line to line you need to read, because if you skip one line, then it's a bug, because you are testing the application. It's not easy job. Okay, so you need to read each and every line very carefully. If you have a doubt, immediately you need to clarify the doubt. If you keep on doubt, then that application will not get a quality product. Understanding, right? So what are the questions you have in the mind? Open it, don't keep on you whether it is right or wrong. That is secondary part. You need to ask the question and clarify, because you are a tester. If you are still having a questions and you are testing that application, means you will 100% it will not get a quality product. What are the questions you raise? You need to discuss in the team numbers. Okay, so this is very important. It's an inspection of a software artifacts such as the requirement specifications, designs and coding. See, it is done by the methods. What are the static techniques? Review is very important, guys. What is meaning of review? The person, the development team or a QA team, the person writes some code. After that, it won't directly push into the server. Okay, someone senior person will review your code, whether you are written the code is in the standards. Some organization, they have some standards will be there, so you need to follow that standards. Okay, So whether you are following the standards or not, whether the code is correct or not, so senior person will review your code. Again, if the code is not good, then he will give you a review comments. Okay, based on the review comments, again you modify the code, again you need to push to the request for a code review. Again that guy is verify that the code each and everything. Once it's approval, then only the code will go to directly into the server. Okay, so review part is what we are not executing anything, just I'm viewing the code. That's the reason we can call it as review, and comes on where in the static testing. What is inspection? Inspection means what? Checking. Checking means what? Whether you are following the respective documents or not, whether you are because I'm giving the design document, you are not seeing the design document, you are thinking in the different way, and finally the output is getting the different way. So you are wrong assumptions, you are in going the wrong way. So someone will be inspection, your lead is always inspection to you, whether you are going correct way or not, whether you are going correct path or not. So inspection, again here we are not executing anything. That's the reason we can call it as it's an inspection. Inspection means what? Checking whether you are following the respective documents or not. And this is very, very important. Walkthroughs. What is called walkthroughs? Walkthrough is kind of meetings. Okay, sometimes we required lot of meetings will be required. So some developer implementation some code, so he will not explain each and every person as individual. He conduct walkthrough session. Conducting the walkthrough session means what? He will conduct one meeting. In the meeting we will discuss about the component, and we discuss about the functionality of the component, and we discuss about the functionality of the item. So that kind of things we can call it as what? Walkthrough. So these all are what? The static techniques. There are two techniques, static and dynamic. Simply you can remember, static means what? Without execution. That we can call it as what? Static. Dynamic means what? With execution. With execution means what? The application is checking is done, executing the application is called dynamic testing. The dynamic testing classified into three types. White box testing, yes, developer written the code, right? We need to, developer need to check whether his code is working properly or not. That kind of testing we can call it as what? White box testing. Black box testing, you know, right? Testers will need to test that application as per application is working according to the client requirement or not. That kind of testing we can call it as what? Black box testing. What is gray box? Again the question, what is gray box? The combination of white and black. So sometimes we require developer help, and sometimes developer required our help. So we can go, we can do the combination of work like white and black. That kind of work we can call it as what? Gray box testing. Is it clear? Any questions so far? Are you understanding? Very easy, guys. What are the techniques? There are two techniques, static and dynamic. Static means what? Without execution. Dynamic means what? With execution. Can you give me any examples in the static techniques? Means you can tell that code review, inspection, because code review is very, very important. Testing is also review will be there. You are writing the test cases, right? We will not directly approval. The senior person will review our test cases. Suppose you find any bug, the senior person will review that bug, whether it is correct or not, because we need to get some confirmation from the senior persons, right? We cannot give directly to the it's a bug, because might be your thinking will be a wrong at that moment. So review is very, very important for both sides, for development for the developer and as well as QA team. Okay, so white box testing is what we know, right? It's done by the developers. And dynamic testing. So what is dynamic testing? We can say with execution. With execution we can call it as what? It's a dynamic testing. So can you give me any examples of dynamic testing? Yes, I can give the dynamic, like white box and black box and gray box. So this kind of testing we can call it as what? Dynamic testing. There are testings are what? Two types. One is what? Static testing. Another is what? Dynamic testing. Okay, so this is all are very, very important. Now today's important thing is what? What are the testing fundamentals? So the what are the testing fundamentals? Okay, what are the testing fundamentals? Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing, user acceptance testing, and functional testing and non-functional testing. What are the testing fundamentals, guys? There are two things: functional testing and non-functional testing. All your interview questions will come on where? In functional testing only. And non-functional testing. What you need to explain? What are the functional testing and what are the non-functionality testing? Okay, like let's see what is unit testing, what is integration testing, what is system testing, what is user acceptance testing. Testing fundamentals means what? You need to tell all the things: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing, and functional testing and non-functional testing. So let's see what is unit testing. So you already know, right? What is unit testing? What is unit testing, guys? Unit
White.
testing, yeah, white box testing. Testing a single program or a module or a lines of a code. We can call it as what? Unit level testing. See, suppose in this application or Amazon application, take any application. So this entire application is not developed by one developer, right? So suppose today deals is developed by one developer. So developer need to test this entire the module or the lines of a code or a modules. Okay, so these modules we test by one person, that we can call it as what? Unit level testing. Unit level means what? Testing a single program or a modules or a unit of the code. That kind of testing we can call it as what? Unit level testing. Understanding, right? Is it clear? What is unit level testing? Testing of a single program. Okay, what are the developer is written that code, that code you need to test. Or a module means what? Just now we saw, right? Today deals is one module or mobiles is one module. Okay, so they need to test one module or lines of a code. What are the written of the lines of the code you need to test? That kind of testing we can call it as what? Unit level testing. Okay, see, this is very important interview question. Do you involved in integration testing? 100% question, guys. Do you involved in integration testing? What is meaning of integration? Anybody? Anybody know what is called integration? Okay, let's see. It's very important. What is integration? Integration testing is a process of combining the modules and the data and testing the data flow between the modules. So integration testing is very important. 100% interview question. Do you involved in the integration testing? What is integration testing exactly? Let's see. Integration testing means combining the two modules and check the data flow between the two modules correctly or not. Generally this is one developer and this is what? One more developer. Okay, dev 1. In real time we can call it as what? Dev 1 and dev 2. Okay, dev 1, developer 1, and here developer 2. Okay, generally what their developer job, you know, right? What is the developer job? He need to write the code. Okay, and what about the developer 2? He also written some code, right? Okay, now only one QA guy is there. The QA guy need to test that application. Okay, one QA guy will be there. He's a QA person. Okay, so this QA guy need to test these two codes. How we will test these two code? Do you know how we need to test? So there is a in between the these two guys, there is a server will be there. Okay, so what they will do, once they return the code, this guy push the code to the server. Okay, and this guy is also push the code to the server. Okay, okay, now this two code will be in the server. Okay, in the server they will convert it into in the build format. Build is nothing but this two developer one code will be there, developer two code will be there. Okay, understanding, right? Now this code will provide to whom? Do you know? No, to provide to whom? They will provide to URL is nothing but a build. Okay, abc.com. Okay, the website is what? abc.com. Now do you observe? Now in this URL you can able to see this two developers code, right? So the tester will access this URL and check these two modules. Like suppose this guy is build home page, like this guy is build home page, this guy is build about us, okay, whatever it may be, okay, this guy is build about us page. So two pages is done. This developer is developed the home page, this developer is developed the about us page. Now this two code is available in where? In this build. This the build has version number will be there. How you identify the build means you need to tell them by version number O.O.O.O.1. This build number is what? O.O.O.1. In the O.O.O.1 you can able to see home page as well as you can able to see about us page. Now QA, what is your job? You need to check whether these two modules are working properly or not. Whenever you open the application abc.com, you can able to see the two modules. What are the two modules? One is what? Home page, another is what? About us page. If you click home page, the home page should be open. If you click about us page, the about us page should be open. This kind of testing we can call it as what? Integration testing. Integration testing. Let's see the definition. Integration testing is a process of combining the modules. I'm combining the modules home page and about us page. I'm combining the two modules and testing the data flow between the modules. So if I click from about to us home page should be open. In the home page, if I click about us page should be open. The integration testing verifies that combined unit functions together properly. This is one unit function. This is what one unit function. The unit function, the combining together properly or not. Integration testing verifies that combined unit functions together properly or not. Understanding, right? Is it clear? So the application will not develop in single day. It's not possible. The application is not developed in within 1 or 2 days. See, this application is built is not in 1 day. It is not built in 2 days. So generally try to understand, one developer is started working on best sellers, another developer is working on today deals, another developer is working on mobile. Now the three modules are integrated now. Now three modules are integrated now. So you can able to see all the three modules are now they're converted into build format. That build will give to you that as a to QA. Now QA need to verify whether the all three modules are integrated properly or not. Integrated means what? Either you are able to access the code or properly or not, whether you are able to click the modules home page I'm able to access or not, about us I'm able to access or not. Is it clear? Any questions? Please guys clarify here itself, okay? No problem. Any question, just express the things, okay? Don't keep on your mind, okay? Is it clear? Integration is very important. So every day not every day, in weekly or whenever the developer is implemented the code, one module will be added here. So we need to check integration. Integration is nothing but combining the modules and check the data flow between the modules. And integration testing verifies the combined unit functions, one is as a unit function together properly or not. This can facilitate finding the problem occurrence, interface or communication between the individual components or not. If I ping this one, if I click this button, it is not opening. This home page is not opening. There is something wrong in the integration. Okay, so it is also referred as assembly testing. It is also called as assembly testing. Assembled all together, we can say like, right? So this is also called as a assembly testing. Any questions so far? Is it clear? Any questions?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, good. Anyone? Any questions? What is integration testing? Now tell me, what is integration testing? Anybody? From your votes, what is integration testing? Tell me on your votes.
They're actually accessing the accurate page.
Yes. So integration testing is nothing but combining the modules and check the data flow between the modules. See, there are there are number of modules will be there in the, suppose there are number of modules. These are modules best seller is one module, today deals is one module, mobiles is one module. Suppose whenever the developer implemented, right, suppose you got a mobile, if you click the mobile, what page will come? Mobile page will come, not other pages. Okay, mobile page will come. If I click today deals, what page will come? Today deals page should be come. So integration means what? Combining the modules and communicate. I need to communicate to these two modules. If I'm not able to communicate, then it's something wrong in the integration, or might be say sometimes data will be overlap. This data will comes here, this data will comes here. There are some integration issues will be there. Understanding, right? Generally the developer will also do the integration testing from the back end. We never see how they are doing our integration testing. They will always write the integration testing. From our end, we always test the UI means what? User interface. We are always check the UI functionality is working correctly or not, because this I'm able to see this UI, right? So today deals, if I click the today deals, it is working correctly or not. If I click the mobiles, it is working correctly or not. If I click new releases, it will be working correctly or not. So once I added the any module, I need to check that module is working correctly or not. Not only module, if you go with any functionality, if I go with any functionality, that functionality is working correctly or not. Because in the real time, this I told you, right, this application, if you log in with the application, they implemented a grid. Let us assume like the grid, they added this plus button. Let us example, okay, let us assume they added this plus button for all the pages. This plus button will be there. So if they integrated this plus button on this grid, so if you go with all the pages, you can see this plus button is added or not, it is integrated properly or not. We need to test, because in the application they added new functionality. Okay, so if you go with Facebook, there will come up with new one. Okay, new one they will add it for everything. There is a added new one. If you go for Amazon, they will add new things. So that new things is added or integrated properly or not, we need to check. So that is very important. Okay, here we'll see more on integration testing and tomorrow, and we will see the system level testing, guys. This is 100% important thing. System level end to end testing. We know unit testing, we know integration testing. Now we are learning system level testing. What is called system level testing? So what is unit testing? Just now we learned, right? Just today we learned what is unit testing. Testing lines of a code or a module. That kind of testing we can call it as unit testing. What is integration testing? Combining the two modules and check the data flow between the two modules is working properly or not. That is what integration testing. Now system level testing. What is meaning of system? System means what? To check entire the application. I need to test all these modules. That kind of testing we can call it as what? System level testing. That we'll see on tomorrow. Any questions so far? Subject related? Anybody?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
unit testing. Can you repeat?
Yeah, so unit is nothing but, see, whenever the developer is written some code, right? So you need to check. Suppose just now we discussed, right? There is a developer. There are many developers will be there. The developer will write some code, right? His job is what? He need to write some code, and he need to build some logic, right? So whenever the developer is written some code, he will not send directly to the QA. There is a QA guy. They will not send directly to the QA person to test that application. Okay, first of all, the developer is written some code, right? He need to check his logic, his code is working properly or not. He need to check that we can call it as what? Unit level testing. Okay, once the unit level testing is done from the developer end, okay, he say that my output is correct and my code is correct, then he send the code directly to what? To check in to the server. Again what we will do, just now we discussed, right? Again we will this code is converted into build format. Okay, this code is converted into build format. The build will comes to the QA. Now you are a QA. Now you need to test this code. Code means what? URL like abc.com. Then you need to check whether this application is working as expected or not. So this kind of things we can call it as what? Unit level testing. The developer need to check, because you are a developer. Suppose think that you are a developer, you write some code, you think that it is working good only, but at least you need to send whenever you send this code to the testing or anyone, you need to check my code is working properly or not, my logic is working properly or not. You need to at least one time you need to check. Suppose you build one login page, okay, you build one login page, at least you need to test one time, valid user ID, valid password. If I click login button, oh, it is working, dashboard page I'm getting. So you are testing from your end. Now you are sending that code to whom? To the tester. Now tester will test again one more time to check valid user ID, valid password, it is going to the dashboard page or not. We will check. Is it clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Because that is very very important. If you suppose think that you are not doing a unit testing, okay, you are not doing the unit testing, then what will happen? You return the code and you send it, because you in Outlook you send the code to the QA is finding lot of issues, again the same issues you are getting, lot of issues you are getting. So to avoid this kind of lot of issues, the developers always check at least one time whether my code is working properly or not, whether my logic is working properly or not. We need to check. Understanding, right? That's the reason it's a mandatory. Mandatory means what? Mandatory
Compulsory.
means, yeah, compulsory.
Compulsory.
Yeah, compulsory. Developer need to do what? Unit level testing. In the real time, if you see process, they will give a lot of importance on process. People are thinking that if I know the manual, I will get a job. No, you need to learn process. If you want to really go for a software side, you need to learn process first. That process no one will tell you until unless you are really working in the industry. Then only you know the process, when the item will need to pick, when we need to move to the QA, when we need to assign the item to whom I need to assign, and what is the stand-up call, in the stand-up call what we need to discuss. You need to learn all these things. Manual anyone can learn, not only not required to the things, but process is very very important. The process is what? Once the developer is done the code, he need to do unit level testing. Again, the process is what? Once it's done, he move to code to the QA. QA is what? He need to check the code is working. Check the code means what? Application is working as expected or not. Again, the QA guy need to write the test cases. He need to write the test cases for that item, and he need to execute one more time for the test cases. Once the execution is done, then the item will be closed. Now developer is done the item, developer says that this item is done, and QA is also says that this item is done. Then only they move this item to the release. So no one will send directly to the release. There are a lot of things will be there to do. See, now developer is done this item, QA is done that item. Now this item will be goes to the release. The similar way we need to check each and every item, make sure it should be done from the both ends, not only one end. Developer should make as a done, as well as QA should make it as a done. Then only that item will go to the release. So we will discuss, don't worry. We will discuss in agile methodology very clearly and very very practically. We can explain each and everything, how the item will come, how we move the items in the done state. We will discuss in all the things in agile methodology. Okay guys, any questions? Last call. Anybody? Is it clear?
Yes, sir, I have a doubt
Yeah, please
related
go
to
ahead.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please go ahead.
actually, I have a background of BSc background of computer science.
Mhm.
So people are saying only for BTech background with manual they get the job like
No,
that.
no, 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 no. I'm not agree with that one. No one will agree that one. They will check your domain knowledge. They will check your knowledge. If you are in good in all the areas, I told you, right? Selenium, CoreJava, or anything, or manual, you are strong. You are too strong. Definitely, you will get it. The
Yes.
things you know. most of the civil engineers are in IT field only. Even I'm a computer science guy, but in my campus interview, almost TCS is always required all the civil engineers only, because they won't jump immediately, because they will train properly them and they will utilize them each and everything. See, there is not required what is your BTech and all the things. They will check your confidence level, they will check your skills, whether you can do this. If I assign work, are you able to do this work or not, they will check that only. They will not check what is your BTech and all the things. Okay, nowadays they're looking for only BSc, not looking for MTechs and BTechs, and they're looking only BSc, only degree people they are looking, because they want a quality of work, and they're looking the less salaries, and they want to complete as soon as because the BTech guy can jump immediately once he learn the knowledge and he gains some knowledge. Training, we are giving almost 1 year training for a fresher. Immediately after training is done, he will jump to the other company. So there is a lot of problems will be there. It's not be like that. If you have a good knowledge, good subject, some organization, they will not ask your certificates also. They offer you any kind of salary. That is what I'm telling, right? If you have a knowledge, they offer how much you want, they will ask you, because you are such a dependent, such a knowledgeable, and such a knowledge you have. So companies will demand you. That's the reason people are nowadays what every student, they are not learning only one thing. They are learning cloud technology, they're learning IoT, they're learning Python. They're increasing the profile. So they demand like anything. In initial state, the fresher has 1.5, 2.5. Now you know what is the fresher is earning 3.8. Now fresher is earning 3.8. When the market will come, he is earning 3.8. I started my career 1.5. Now fresher is starting 3. If you come from NIT and all the things, you know, again 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs per annum. Understanding, right? It depends on completely on knowledge and your skills. If you are in good in communication, you are good in the knowledge, you have talented such a talent, then you can demand like anything, because a lot of huge openings will be there. Like previously we know only two companies, Wipro, Techem, and there are few companies. Now you can see like lakhs of thousands of companies will be there, and you need not go for office also. Nowadays you can work from your home. So as a woman, there are a lot of good companies will be there. Sitting at home, you can work. There are a lot of flexibility will be there. It depends on your skills, not related to the BTechs and engineers and all that. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, build strong. You can build be confident. Yes, I can definitely. I can definitely. You can get it into that. Don't think BSc or CSC and don't think subject wise. Just learn what you have the things and attend the interviews.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's see tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. We'll see you on tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I will ask the questions. Every day I will ask the questions. Please answer it if it is right or wrong. Every day if you answer it right. So one day suddenly if anyone asks you the questions, you are able to answer in interview also. Okay. So try to answer the questions. Try to tell anything, tell you anything, whether it is right or wrong, but you need to speak, because I told you, right, manual, not only manual testing side, you need to speak, you need to talk, because you need to explain what you find the bug into the team members. If you sit quiet, if you are not talking, then it is very difficult, because you find the bug, you are not able to explain them, then you will get a negative mark. So what are the issue you find, you need to express to the team members. Today while I'm working on the login screen, I found the issue, reset is not working properly. So you need to talk with the team members, right? You need to tell them what you find the issue. If you are not speaking, you are not talking, and you are sitting idle, and you are not expressing what your thought and your ideas, then it is very difficult. So every day I will ask the questions, so please answer it. Okay, thank you guys. We'll see you on tomorrow at the same time, 7 to 8. Okay, chalo then, bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Okay. Thank you.